Such a game where you really saw the benefits of Arsenal's transfer window today, wasn't it?
Well, he has spent a lot, but the likes of obviously Saka, Oder went off injured today. Saliba missing, Jesus, Havertz is out as well. So, again, the strength and depth now, which they have Champions League, Premier League, this is probably the strongest squad I think Arteta has had. It really has. This is their opportunity, I feel, to win the Premier League this season. And if he can keep the majority of this squad fit, you know, even Zubimendi today scoring a header, that's a rarity, isn't it? But 2 goals for him as well today. He's built a really strong squad, and he must believe, and they must believe, this is their year.
Well, Arteta eulogising about his wingers today, and in fact, the front three had real combinations, didn't they?
Yeah, you can include Gyökeres in that danger zone for Arsenal today. I thought that was really impressive from the start of the game. As we know Eze's quality, but now we're seeing it in an Arsenal shirt. He can just go past his man with ease. The game seems so simple for him. I really liked Madueke today. He was so positive and aggressive. He gave Morata a tough game. He's just standing up. You can kind of see they're looking for Gyökeres already in this early part of the season. But here he is. He's only got one thought in his mind. Can I get to that byline, which is such a dangerous place for a defence when a player gets there and he cuts it back? Is unlucky. And then Eze. What I like about him is he can go inside or outside. So as a fullback, you're pretty stuck. Here he's getting to the byline as well, getting in there. Same man Gyökeres is looking for it. It must be a dream for a striker to play with. Then you get this just after half time. One pretty simple ball. That's perfect. That's a perfect pass on the half volley across for Gyökeres, gets his goal. And then this is just another example just of the link-up play between the three of them. And already they're finding that bit of chemistry. You can see that they're enjoying playing with each other. Gyökeres continues with his run. Madueke waits, slips him in, hits the post on that one. Madueke again now second half. It's
the two of them, as Jonathan said in the interviews, that Madueke is probably a bit more direct.
Yeah, so they're similar and different, if that makes sense, because they can both go past the player with ease. But Madueke seems to be a bit more aggressive in the way that he attacks his fullback, whereas Eze slows it down a little bit and just glides past fullbacks. But both of them, I think, for Gyökeres, are going to be great this season.
It's such a game where you really saw the benefits of Arsenal's transfer window today, wasn't it?
Well, he has spent a lot, but the likes of obviously Saka, Oder went off injured today. Saliba missing, Jesus, Havertz is out as well. So, again, the strength and depth now, which they have Champions League, Premier League, this is probably the strongest squad I think Arteta has had. It really has. This is their opportunity, I feel, to win the Premier League this season. And if he can keep the majority of this squad fit, even Zubimendi today scoring a header, that's a rarity, isn't it? But 2 goals for him as well today. He's built a really strong squad, and he must believe, and they must believe, this is their year.
You see there on that graphic, the first 5 of their most expensive signings this summer, all starting today. Just as far as Nottingham Forest are concerned and Ange Postecoglou, this is not the game in which you judge what difference he is going to make. This is going to take time.
No, I think today he was probably just looking, really, just see what he's got. He wants to be around him, but he hasn't had enough time to judge him. But what will be interesting is in 3 or 4 weeks, how he sets this Nottingham Forest team up. Does he go back to the way Tottenham started last season, or is he a little bit more reserved of what the Forest team are used to and how they've got a bit of glory recently?
Right, West.
OK, well, they lost 3-0 today. The man who scored 2 of those goals for Arsenal is alongside Alex Aldro. She's on translation duty for us with Martin Zubimendi. A player of the match performance today and 2 goals from Martin Zubimendi. He really is outstanding, isn't he, Ray? And you can feel free to answer in Spanish.
I'd love to. I can't speak English. But, no, he's been a brilliant player. Obviously, knew quite a few of the lads before he turned up, and big money move, £60 million, and to fill Thomas Partey's role, you don't expect him to score many goals. He looks shocked himself that he scored 2 goals, and Alan's obviously sitting next to Alan, a goal machine. Us midfielders were, if we can chip him with a couple here and there, it's always great. But really pleased to see him smiling and enjoying it. And he's got now something to put in his house, which is great.
I'm not sure what's more impressive. The 2 goals or Alex is the way she's translating. Can we get her up to Newcastle so she can do an interview in Geordie?
Player of the match trophy for Alex Aldro as well. Well,
Arsenal put in a convincing 3-0 win over Nottingham Forest at the Emirates, and even with a few injury setbacks, they showed just how deep this squad is. Martin Zubimendi was the star of the show, a superb volley in the first half and a composed header later to seal the win. Madueke Gyökeres also got himself on the scoresheet early in the second half, taking advantage of a defensive error, thanks to a great assist from Eberechi Eze. Defensively, Arsenal was solid. Despite losing captain Martin Odegaard early on with a shoulder issue, the backline held firm. Gabriel Magalhaes and new signing Christian Mosquera looked assured, limiting Forest to very few clear chances. Raya, in goal, had little to do but stayed alert when called upon, clean sheet for him, which always looks good. On the creativity and attacking front, Eberechi continues to impress, his link-up play and vision are already blending nicely with the team. Noni Madueke also stood out, especially in wing play and taking responsibility during wide attacks. Even with key players missing or coming off, the substitutes and squad rotation didn't drop the intensity. What I like most about this performance is Arsenal didn't just win, they controlled the match. Even after losing Odegaard, they didn't lose shape. That says a lot about the manager's preparation and the squad's mentality. Zubimendi proving he can contribute more than just defensive stability by scoring and making impact, gives Arsenal a new dimension in midfield. If I were to be picky, I'd say that Arsenal will need to keep sharpening their consistency. Sometimes the intensity dips when they think it's wrapped up. And Forest aren't the toughest opponent, so upcoming games will test whether Arsenal can replicate this performance under more pressure. All in all, a statement win. Builds confidence, especially with injuries piling up. If Arsenal keep performances like this, they'll be hard to stop.